G'day everyone, we're at the SSAA Shot Expo and with me today is Reid. Lewis has just released a book about the South Pacific
15, that's it.
You've spent the last 23 years.
Yeah, almost 23 hunting. Years. It was a long-term quest of mine ever since a young fella to hunt the South Pacific 15, and all self-guided, and set to and eventually completed the task.
And you've ticked it off. What is the South Pacific 15?
Well, it's 8 species of deer. The wild pig, wild goat, buffalo, bangtang, chamois and tar from New Zealand.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's a lot of variation there.
Yeah, there is, from the deserts of outback Australia to the tops of the Southern Alps in New Zealand.
And it's all been tracking hunting, all been on foot, or mostly?
Yeah, well, it's all done on foot. Yeah, there's a lot of Shanks pony involved in it, and being self-guided, I got to do all the research of where the animals might habitat and how to hunt them, because when I undertook this, I didn't know much about any of them.
Okay.
And so I just learned about the animals and where to go and hunt, and did it all by trial and error, and had a lot of unsuccessful hunts, but still had a good time, because at the end of the day, that's what hunting's all about, getting out there and having a good time.
And enjoying being out there rather than anything more, isn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly right, especially when you can go and hunt with some mates, and share the experience with your mates, and I've got a lot out of me hunting over the years, and for any young fella to take the sport up, it's just all out there to do. You can do it on the cheap if you like, you can be guided if you like, but it's
there to be done. Where has your passion come from?
Well, why I'm a hunter, it's a bit hard to explain, but it's in my genetic makeup, I guess. Other members of my family weren't hunters per se, but it's something that was in me, that I just love being out in the wild and seeing animals, and I love animals more than most conservationists do, really.
I bet.
It just happens to be that I like to hunt a few of them. That's and at the end of the day, we were on this earth with the rest of the animals, and we had to survive with meat or food, and the skins for clothing and shelter, and so I just still have some of those instincts in me, and
Very good, and we have a lot of new shooters watch our channel. We'd love to get some advice from your shooting career or hunting career. What would you impart to new shooters or experienced shooters that haven't done what you've done?
Well, for me, when I was a young fella, it was difficult to get into the hunting game. It was very secretive, but today there's so much information out there, and organisations to pass on their knowledge and information. So anyone that's keen and wants to get into hunting, just go for it, because the opportunities are there. And what I did there in that book, it's there was a lot of...
This one here?
Yeah, there was a lot of work involved in it, in the actual hunting and the planning, but like I said before, it's all there to do. If you're keen enough, you can get right into it.
Fantastic. Well, Lewis, it's fantastic to speak to you. The other thing we'd love to touch on is firearm safety, and I know you're passionate about that, obviously.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, firearm safety's what it's all about. When the firearm is laying down there on the bench or on the ground, it's just dead stick, but put the thing into someone's hands and it's a deadly weapon, and even though the thing's always unloaded, it's always loaded as far as I'm concerned. Never hand a firearm to anyone with the bolt closed. The bolt's to be open, treated. In actual fact, as I'm hunting, even today, and the rifle's over my shoulder while I'm walking around hunting animals, I have this natural instinct that I reach round and the forefinger, I just touch the bolt shroud. I know the firearm's unloaded, but I just instinctively touch the bolt shroud just to see that the firing pin is forward and not in the cock position. Yeah, just little things that all add to the safety aspect of it. But yeah, safety is very important. It is the most important thing.
Absolutely.
With shooting or hunting.
So, Lewis, this is the book here, I Did It My Way. And where can we get that?
Well, it's available at lewisreid.com.au. You can purchase the book online at that website, and it's $69.95 including postage. And
fantastic. And there's quite a fair amount of information in there and some good photos as well from what I saw.
Yeah, they're high quality photos on the best quality paper that you could get, and a dust jacket, and and made in Australia, which was important to me also.
Well, that's what we want to support. And speaking of in Australia, you're connected here at the Shot Expo with the Eagle Eye hunting guys. How did you meet them?
Well, Steve and his mates they come up to the Barber area to do some hunting. They're actually hunting some wild boar in our area, and they just happened to call in and check out my trophy room, and I sort of struck up a friendship pretty much straight away with Steve, and I was really fascinated by his energy and his enthusiasm, and just the products that they've come up with. Like, it's quite amazing, and things that once you see them, you think, well, why didn't I think of that 20 years ago?
Absolutely.
I wouldn't have to write a book to try and make some money, but anyway, Steve, he's just a great guy. I got along well with him right from the word go, and found my way to his booth at the Sydney Shot Expo, and
here we are. Yeah. Fantastic. Lewis, thank you very much for your time today. It's great. I hope people who have an interest in that get out and grab your book, and that would be, I'm sure, make it well worthwhile for you.
I've always wanted to write a book about my experiences, just to pass on to younger people that were interested in taking the sport up or pursuing something similar to what I did, and so that's why it's there. If you want to come and buy the book, well, that's all the more better.
Fantastic. Lewis, thank you for your time.
Yeah, okay.
Good to meet you.
No.